What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA playoffs, Tuesday, April 30th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Hey guys, real quick, I just wanted to show you this lineup that the Mass Lineup Generator made for me last night. I set all my custom exposures, so I had 70% Kawhi Leonard, 60% Kyle Lowry, 60% Jimmy Butler, 75% Jokic, and one of the lineups it made took down second place, $750. It was a near takedown, but I had Zach Collins, who only got 8.25 points. So great work by the new Mass Lineup Optimizer with the custom exposures. Okay, who do we have at the point guard position? Of course, guys, don't forget about James Harden. He's only 10-1. He's in a great spot. I'm going to have a lot of Harden tonight. But I like Kyrie Irving from the Boston Celtics playing the Milwaukee Bucks, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They give up the 7th fewest fantasy points to opposing point guards. Kyrie Irving has scored 52, 28, and 46 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 45.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 33 minutes per game with a 30% usage rate. Kyrie Irving is $8,400 DraftKings salary. He's $1,200 more on FanDuel, projected at 46.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.6 times value. There's an implied total of 219.5 points in this game. Kyrie Irving's been lighting it up. He plays well versus the Bucks. He scored 52, 41, 37, and 50 in his last 4 games versus the Milwaukee Bucks. So I like Kyrie Irving here tonight versus the Bucks. So our DFS tools for MLB baseball are now live and working. You can click on the MLB tab to change sports and check the tools out for baseball. They're really helpful. They're going to save you guys a ton of research time. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player, and we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Klay Thompson from the Golden State Warriors playing the Houston Rockets, who have a pretty good defense overall, but they give up the 13th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Klay Thompson has scored 26, 28, and 30 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 34.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 34 minutes per game with a 26% usage rate. So Klay Thompson was questionable with an ankle injury last game. The guy went out there and played 41 minutes. Klay Thompson is $5,900 DraftKings salary. He's $200 more on FanDuel, so I love that price on both sites. Projected at 34.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.8 times value. This price is way too low. I'm not concerned about the ankle. This is a home game, a fast-paced game, so I'm going to buy low here. I love Klay Thompson here versus the Houston Rockets. I'm really excited to announce we added a new DFS tool to Draft Dashboard. We call it the Mass Lineup Optimizer. Some of you may know it as the Late Swap Optimizer. This tool allows you to download your entries from DraftKings or FanDuel, optimize them with custom exposure settings, and then upload them back to DraftKings or FanDuel. Let me show you how it works. First, you need to enter your DraftKings entries to the contest you want to play. For this example, I've entered 40 lineups, and I've downloaded them from DraftKings and uploaded them here to Draft Dashboard. So you can see here, it's optimizing 40 lineups, and we can set some custom settings here. Within 1,000 max salary, minimum projected points, and we have max exposure enabled per player. So I'll show you how that works after we optimize for the first time. So now it's optimizing those 40 lineups using all our custom settings. Watched players, locks, excludes, and custom exposures. Okay, it's done. And we can see our player exposure report right here. So we have 74% Patrick Beverley, 70% Curry, 70% Lou Williams. I like that, but too much Patrick Beverley. So I'm gonna knock him down to 50% max exposure. Tap to edit, change, and it will automatically update. Now down here, I see it only used 18% Draymond Green, and I want more of him. So I'm gonna up his exposure to 35% and then click this lock icon. So we'll try and force that player into 35% of my lineups. You can exclude a player here by clicking the exclude icon. Now we click delete and optimize again, and it will load the mass lineup optimizer screen again. Make sure your settings are how you want them, and now we can re-optimize these lineups using our new settings. So here we go, new lineups are done, and you can see it used 50% Patrick Beverley and 35% Draymond Green. So now if we like these exposures, we can click export lineups, and we take that file and upload it back to DraftKings edit entries page. We just optimized and updated 40 lineups. This tool comes in huge for players announced in the starting lineup or late breaking injury news, like the Joel Embiid situation. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I like Chris Middleton from the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Boston Celtics, who have a really good defense overall, and they're great defending opposing small forwards. But Chris Middleton has scored 40, 25, and 38 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 34.6 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 31 minutes per game with a 25% usage rate. Chris Middleton is $6,400 DraftKings salary. He's $1,100 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 35.4 fantasy points here tonight, that's 5.5 times value. Chris Middleton just kills the Celtics. He scored 40, 40, 43, 33, 43 fantasy points in the last 5 games versus the Celtics. I'm not sure what it is about this matchup that he loves, but he's consistently good versus the Celtics. This is a home game, a fast-paced game, and although it's not a great matchup, it is for Chris Middleton. So I love Chris Middleton here versus the Boston Celtics. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I like Draymond Green from the Golden State Warriors playing the Houston Rockets, who've got a good defense overall, and they're middle of the pack defending opposing power forwards. Draymond Green has scored 40, 58, and 28 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 31.1 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 31 minutes per game with a 13% usage rate. Draymond Green is playing 36 to 39 minutes a game in the last 3. Super productive. Draymond Green is $6,600 DraftKings salary. He's $1,500 more on FanDuel, and like most players today, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 35.2 fantasy points, that's 5.3 times value. There's an implied total of 220.5 points in this game. A home game, a fast-paced game. I think Draymond Green is going to fill up the stat sheet. So I love Draymond Green here versus the Houston Rockets. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, moving on to the center position. I'm going back to the well. I like Al Horford from the Boston Celtics playing the Milwaukee Bucks, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall and they give up the 11th most fantasy points to opposing centers. Al Horford has scored 49, 38, and 37 fantasy points in the last 3 games of the playoffs, averaging 32.6 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 29 minutes per game with a 19% usage rate. Al Horford has played 31 to 35 minutes per game in the last 3. Looking like the seasoned pro that he is, Al Horford is $6,800 DraftKings salary. He's $200 more on FanDuel, so I like that price on both sites. Projected at 36.8 fantasy points here tonight, that's 5.4 times value. Al Horford performs really well against the Bucks. He scored 49, 62, 39, and 43 in the last 4 games versus the Bucks. So I love Al Horford here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.